Okay, so the next model on the list today is the Samsung QLED Q80T 55-inch model. Important to mention, I'll put this in the descriptions, but I've got a tape measure, so I always get asked stand dimensions and so on. So I'll measure the width of that stand, and from the stand to the top of the TV, from the stand to the bottom of the TV, so people get an idea if it suits them. I'll just undo the box first of all. I'll get a quick close up in the top because this box doesn't lift off, everything lifts out of it. That's looking in the top there, you can just see pedestal base, moving along, instruction book, remote pack. So I'll remove those, that's the pedestal neck there to go onto the base, pop those over there, polystyrene out. And that's the base to the pedestal stand. Feels like a nice solid bit of steel there. Right, so that is the screen out. Okay. So I don't know how well that shows up from a distance, but nice little bezel. I'll get the 360 close up with another camera. Okay, so I'll just lay the box down. Polythene sheet from the box. I mean, it's got protectors on the screen, but just out of good practice, I will lay that on there. Pedestal stand here, this is the neck, and I can see two screw packs through there, so screw packs there, pop them to the side, and I think they're all the same length M4 screws, they are, 14mm M4 screws. Mild steel pedestal base there. Okay, and we can see here somewhere there's a hole there. Don't know how well this shows up. There's a little lug sort of tab there that will slot on, so like so. Nice and easy to figure out. You can just see the bottom there. Doing it wrong. So that's slotted on. Neck off the back. Don't know how well that shows up. Right, so I'll get some of my M4 screws out. Crowdfund for a new blade. So 4 of those M4s into the relevant slots. I'll just move that to the side so we can see there where one of the screws goes in. I don't know if that tab shows up there that's hooked on, so I will fast forward me winding in screws. Okay, so we can see we've got the grooves there where you can grip different width cables and so on in, or different diameter cables, push those into those grooves, and then it's down this neck here where you've got the cover, slots on, cables out there. So look from the front or the back, looks nice and tidy. That's the pedestal. Instruction book and remote pack or accessory kit as well. Just peel that open, see what we get. So you can see we've got the instruction book so on there. With my knife, safety first. So again, standard remote that you get in the UK, you don't get that in all countries, but I will just open it. And I'll read out the code on the front if it's of interest to anyone. But that's that there. So you've got the Netflix, Amazon Prime, Rakuten and so on, volume, channels up and down. The model code is BN59013115B. You can order those separately if you don't get one in your relevant country. Smart remote in here. So smart remote is AA batteries, pretty much the same as last year's. You've got the microphone button there, ambient mode. You can get to your numbers and other functions through there. It is Bluetooth and infrared. Back home, you've got the rocker buttons up and down, Rakuten TV, Prime Video and Netflix. And I will attempt to hold these close to the camera in a moment as well so you can have a closer look. See if I can slide the back off, a bit stubborn. It's AA batteries. That's the close-up of both the remotes there in focus. Cool. Okay, so the only other things in there, CI card slot reader we don't use anymore here. And figure 8 mains lead on this one. Okay, so back to the back, I've got my pedestal stand here and we can see we've got these two tabs here which are locating those slots there. So just gently locate those in and at an angle just drop it down. We've now got the 4 threaded holes there. Don't know how well they show up in the camera. My remaining M4 screws, which I'll just drop into the holes and fast forward me winding them in. That is it, nice and solid, and a nice sort of sensible stand or sensible width stand we've got there. So I will get a dimension to this large point here as well if it's a concern to anyone if they've got a wall behind it. But before I do that, we'll get a close-up of the connections and inputs. Looking at the connections there, you can see USB 5V half amp, 1 amp, digital audio out, optical, HDMI 4 again labelled as a sort of game input, console icon there or control pad icon. HDMI 3 is EARC, Enhanced Audio Return Channel, so that's new to Samsung this year, the EARC. HDMI 1 and 2 there as well, 4 HDMIs in total. Wired internet input or LAN, Ethernet, whatever you wish to call it. Twin satellite input for watching and recording, and that is our terrestrial TV input there. So again, just looking at the back, we better mention 200mm VESA mounts there. Because I was asked a question by a chap the other day, I better get that from actually. From the bottom of the TV to the sort of first VESA hole is 29 centimetres or 290mm. Figure 8 mains input. Again, you've got these grooves, you can tuck your cables into those grooves, squash them in, it'll keep them nice and tidy. Comes out the cable neck, well, in the cable neck, out into your figure 8 or the other side for your relevant connections. Thickness of the TV, while I'm down here as well, 53mm. So 53mm thick in total, that TV. As I mentioned earlier, tape measure time for the dimensions, so just clear a bit of rubbish out of the way, do apologise. So in width, that pedestal stand is 39 centimetres or 390mm, just under 15.5 inches. Okay, and all the way to the back of the pedestal where that neck sticks out, it is 260mm or 26 centimetres, about 10.25 inches. So from the floor to the bottom of the TV, maybe just under 80mm, just over 3 inches, or 8 centimetres. That's from floor to the bottom of the TV. Thickness of the TV again, it's about 53mm as we mentioned earlier. And from the floor to the top of the television, 78 centimetres or 780mm, just over or maybe 30.75 inches. So next thing I will do is plug in aerial LAN and mains and get it set up. 360 view. I did say it didn't have a screen protector on it. I lied, it does. It's nice and clear though. I didn't actually notice it was a screen protector. And again, 53mm in thickness. Right, so before I turn it on, got some, oh god, Also stuck on, I guess they're impact pads. Get those off. Oh Jesus. I'm going to take those off if it's in a cold box. Right. Tab here to get the screen protector off. Nice immaculate screen there as well. Sure, turn it on. Is there a button under there? There's usually a button somewhere. There is a little touch button under there. Found it eventually. It tells me there, just the aerial connected, that's all I'm using in here. So terrestrial and digital. Wired internet. Agree to all. So again, I'd probably go for Alexa myself. I prefer Google Home if anything, but locations. If I was at home, I would put in my actual postcode as well, just to get my own regional programming and information. Okay, so if I have done my editing correctly, I've cut out the tuning bit for you, so it's not too boring. So again, primary region England for myself, secondary region is Yorkshire. It is important to pick the correct one. Your strongest signal where your aerial's facing. Ask you there. Oh, actually, BBC Sounds is probably a good one to pick as well. If you're into that, you can listen to, I don't know, Scott Mills Catch Up and so on, or Greg James, whatever. UK TV Play, for example, there. That's another good on-demand service that's free. So again, I'm not going to choose intelligent mode. It's supposed to analyse the content you're watching, whether it's, I don't know, football or soap operas and so on, and adjust the picture and audio to match that content, but I'm going to skip it for now. So that's asking you to test the buttons on your smart remote, the rocker button and the volume.
Sophisticated 80s. The waterfall.
Fundamental federal laws enforced. We started moving toward that with the consent.
Okay, so this is just showing Freeview HD, just so we can see a normal sort of terrestrial picture, what you can get. That's in the standard picture settings, so out of the box default settings. We'll stick it on the retail mode just to see the retail demos.
If we do not have premature jubilation on some arrest.
Thank you, Reverend Al, and he certainly put forth the case. I will be clear about this, because I've always believed to get change, you needed to fight in the court of public opinion before we can get to the court of law. And so that's why I'm so...
Rien qu'une amoureuse en herbe, à t'aimer je vais me perdre. Moi je veux tout donner, mais tu veux tout jeter à terre. Rien qu'une amoureuse en herbe, égarée boulevard Malesherbes. Près de leur tour Eiffel, je regarde le ciel, j'espère. J'ai perdu le toi tu t'ennuies. Toutes ces filles de joie t'ont de plus que moi. Et dis-moi que moi, dans Paris je traîne en fièvre, à Montmartre ou rue de Bière. Moi qui veux tout donner, pourquoi m'as-tu jeté à terre?
Nice. Cool. So I'll just go back
Is
to
the city
normal.
still subject to doubt? It looks
code
like
mode.
to park itself down to the southwest, and that could throw further showers, heavy and thundery ones, up across the southern half of the UK. So into next week, however you look at it, it is going to stay pretty unsettled. It'll be a rather cool start as well, but there's a potential with that low pressure sitting down to the southwest that winds will swing back round towards
Bit of a
the south.
calmer picture there.
Yes, a little bit warmer.
Okay, and quickly, I may as well just try one of my own demos. Let's have a look. Will it let me? Search for myself so I don't get copyrighted. Okay, so that's enough
So
of
who
that.
was
I'm back
filmed
to free.
kneeling on his neck has had his charge elevated to second-degree murder. The three other
poor
police
chap
officers who were there have all been charged
Okay,
with
so
aiding and
that is it
abetting
for now.
murder.
At some point I might do
George
a
Floyd's
Smart
death
Hub
has sparked
2020
huge
video,
protests
see all the
in cities
differences
across
there.
America.
But
The vast
I mean,
majority of
quickly
demonstrations
looking at
over the
it,
past 8 days
got
have
Apple
been
TV
peaceful,
built
but
in
some
again
have
this
turned
year. Turn that down. You still got your same apps: iPlayer, ITV, Netflix, Prime, Rakuten. Samsung Health seems to be a new one there. I don't know if it's going to get you to do yoga or Pilates in front of the TV. Internet browser, if you choose to connect up a Bluetooth keyboard and so on, you can browse basic internet on there as well. And some of the other apps. You can also go to the App Store, which is there, and get more apps. That's it for now. Disney Plus if you're interested in that. Okay.